Gabby. I'm here because Lifter Club 24 is the first gym who invited us to have a seminar outside of China afterwards because we were actually in lockdown Shanghai. We just promised them once the gate is opened, we'll make sure we come. And fortunately, everything happened so smoothly and China is open now.
Okay, hi Beyond the Platform fans and everyone watching everywhere around the world. This is obviously Lifter Club 24. We've just been able to witness and be able to participate during Gabby Q's weightlifting seminar. If you don't know who Gabby Q is, there is a full episode all about her coming up. But what I've been able to witness today has really shown me not only the different styles from what people are probably used to, from Russian methods to Colombian methods, but also the Chinese methods as well, but the really, really minute and critique methods that Gabby Q uses to help all her athletes. It's been a really good insight to see how these techniques vary between different athletes and what different strengths different athletes have depending on size and shape of these athletes as well. It's been something really informative for me, and you'll see plenty of footage of what will be going on throughout this whole video as well. Definitely worth keep watching, and it's an incredible thing to see.
So how did I get into the industry is because I started in the UK. At that time, I asked my personal trainer, I'm getting tired of the commercial gym stuff. Can you teach me something which I can show off in the gym? Which can really show me I'm an advanced, athlete rather than just regular gym goer. And then he's like, okay, I'll teach you snatch and clean and jerk, which I had no time that was Olympic weightlifting. I figured out almost like half a year later when my coach told me, actually, you know what, you're Chinese, best at it. I was like, what am I doing? And then at that time I realized I was like doing Olympic weightlifting, and I was a little bit reluctant in facing the reality that I am actually lifting weight. So when I get back to China, I Google it. I want to find a place to train in China, but there is no such thing. So I created the first one in China. So I had a place to train. I started in London. There was no community in China at that time then. I created my own club like almost 8 years ago. It was the first weightlifting club in China. And for now, it's only 2 in the whole country. So it's not a small market, it's a really niche market. And at the beginning, it's only foreigners. And gradually, it's better, but still really small. I'm always in the frontier of coaching. I'm coaching every day. And I don't coach like very pro, very top level athletes. I only teach like common people, ordinary people like you and me. So I think that time, that duration made me accumulated some experience in coaching. I just love to share the tips with everyone. I didn't realize it would become popular, frankly speaking.
When you started it, what was kind of the feedback that you got when you said, oh, I'm going to open a weightlifting gym? What did you ask did you talk to any friend? Did you talk to anyone?
The only reason I opened the weightlifting club because I Googled it. There was no such thing, and I'm gonna be the first one, just like that. And I had no place to train. I have to find myself a place. For the first year of me coming back to China on 2015 or 2014 at that time, I was training in a CrossFit gym. Okay, I was not satisfied because I chose my path to Olympic weightlifting. Some people, they probably might be happy with good at everything a little bit. I cannot do so many different sports all at once. So I chose my path to Olympic weightlifting, that's it.
When you started to do that, were you a little bit like, a little bit shy, a little bit scared? Because no one has ever done before. What was your mindset when you were doing this?
We were kind of being blocked in the country for almost 3 years. I feel so excited that finally the gate is open and I could make my way out, especially after me locking in my own apartment for almost 3 months in Shanghai. It's time to make another choice now, make some different choice, that's it.
How did you get to meet Deng Wei, and how did you get to meet like maybe some of the athletes from China? Because it's very close country, right? So I understand.
So I met Deng Wei actually the second year I founded my club. I was invited to the sports bureau, like Chinese sports bureau meeting, very high level meeting. So I meet like all the officers there, and that meeting happens to be held in Fujian, in Deng Wei's training base, Fujian province. At that time I met all the officers and they are really in support with me. They're just like, oh, they realize what we are doing. To be honest, I'm kind of just like being a little bit shocked and really like feel that I'm lucky that I've been supported by like so many officers. And at that time I met Deng Wei. It was me because I'm a very big fan of her. So I contacted her and asked, can you like endorse us? So she said yes. So she became like ambassador of our club for the last year. Because Deng Wei is so cool. She's not only Olympic gold medalist, right? She's also the world records holder, right? So just like impeccable.
I see. So did you ever get the chance to watch the Chinese team train, or have a chance to maybe training with them from time to time before? Or?
I've been staying with this level. We call it amateur, like athlete training, athlete base, something like that. So I'm actually training with the kids from probably 7 years old to like 15 years old for 3 years. And then I had the chance to visit the provincial level base, training base, and also the national base. Once you get there, it's another world. They are really top level athletes. Just like you just simply cannot find people that strong on the street. In China, we call that within system. So systems are gonna select the athlete, and probably the goal is to win the gold medalist. That's why we are a strong team. Without, I believe, the foundation of public. So all the athletes, they train very hard. They kind of training every day. Even the kids, they train kind of, you can come to train or you cannot, but the gym, the training base is open like 6 days a week.
แรงบันดาลใจในการชวนโค้ชแกบบี้มาจัดสัมมนาครั้งนี้เนาะจริงๆแล้วอ่ะในความคิดตัวเองนะคิดเองว่าเราอ่ะอยากจะเอาเทคนิคที่มันถูกต้องจริงๆของโอลิมปิกเวทลิฟติ้งซึ่งตอนนี้กำลังแบบคนนิยมมากในกรุงเทพหรือว่าในประเทศของเราเองเลยรู้สึกเห็นตาม follow IG เขารู้สึกว่าเขามีวิธีถ่ายทอดที่มันแบบมันดูแบบไม่น่าเบื่อแล้วก็ดูมันมีคีย์อะไรบางอย่างที่ทำให้คนแบบขนาด beginner ก็แบบเข้าใจได้แบบง่ายๆเนาะไม่มีกระบวนการอะไรเลยแค่แบบ direct message แล้วก็บอกว่าแบบเราชอบอยู่มากแล้วก็แบบคนที่นี่ก็ชอบอยู่แล้วอยากเจออยู่มากคือแบบอยู่เป็นโค้ชที่แบบถ่ายทอดได้ดีมากแล้วก็แบบสนใจมาจัดสัมมนากับเราไหมเราจะแบบเป็นเจ้าภาพและจัดการทุกอย่างให้อยู่แค่แบบมาสอนแล้วก็มาพักผ่อนที่แบบประเทศไทยไหมที่กรุงเทพไหมมาเที่ยวด้วยไหมอะไรเงี้ยเอาจริงๆความต่างของแบบเวทลิฟติ้งของจีนกับของไทยเนี่ยน้อยมากด้วยไซส์เพราะว่าเอเชียเหมือนกันหลักการสอนจะคล้ายๆกันแต่ว่าของจีนเนี่ยน่าจะเป็นความต่างน่าจะอยู่ที่ความเข้มข้นของโปรแกรมเอาจริงๆมันก็การแพลนโปรแกรมมันก็มีความเข้มข้นเหมือนกันแหละแต่ว่ามันจะมีเทคนิคบางอย่างเช่นการยืนขาแคบบ้างขากว้างบ้างของเรื่องเทคนิคแตกต่างกันน้อยมากประเทศจีนก็เป็นประเทศที่เก่งที่สุดในโลกของโอลิมปิกเวทลิฟติ้งนะ
For higher level athlete, they have to train like 5 days a week, and for another day, probably on Thursday, it's normally active recovery training day. So you can go climbing, swimming, whatever. You only get a 4-day rest on Sunday. So very strict, very high level of training. Of course, very strict and very intense.
Did you ever expect that it would gain global recognition? Like a lot of people in the world would share your content. A lot of people in the world, like from another side of the world, would be watching some of the methods.
I didn't realize that till now. I don't have that many followers, not like a million. I had no chance. All of my followers are outside of China. In China, you cannot use Instagram. Actually, we had no idea we were popular. Until now, I still don't believe it. Vital for a good coach is number one, you have very good personality at the scene of the coaching. You can control whatever the pace. You know what people are doing. You can control the rhythm of whole class flow. That's something probably a little bit connected with personal tourism. Second thing, you need to have enough knowledge to cover what you're going to coach, because you need to be at this level to coach this level staff. If you are at the same level, you cannot coach people at the same level. So you have to have the higher cognition to coach people who are beneath and bring them to probably higher places. And for the third one, you have to train. No matter if you are a retired athlete or not, you have to train, feel the movement, to know what your athlete be feeling like. So you're gonna have the same feeling as an athlete. You need to keep on training. I'm not mean like heavy or light, but you have to keep on training. Otherwise, you're gonna lose the inspiration of the coaching. That's it.
Where do you see weightlifting as we move through in terms of community? Like, what would be the next thing to see?
The rule of like things developing always from like something new, something just sparkled. and then grow and then come to the trend. We don't look at what already become a trend. That's going to be die. So all the curve is rising and falling. I'm glad that the Olympic weightlifting community is at the beginning of the rising curve, so it will flourish at some point. There is not many things I can do. I know that myself is someone who thought heavyweight would crush you, not a very lady thing. And once I step into this sport, I kind of like have lifting for already more than 10 years. So if I can step into the Olympic weighting world and become a lifter and a coach myself, I do believe that many people, once they get in touch with the sport, that won't be a question. That's just a matter of time.
What about Venus weightlifting and the future that you see for yourself going forward?
First of all, I already have some like heavy level athletes around the world. I'll try to let them compete and then to be able to stand on the podium. For the second, the concern about me, actually Greg is like all about like high level athletes. My concern is for those high level athletes already grab enough attention, no matter publicity or academically. Or like 95% of the resources pour into them. Not many people caring about how ordinary people train, what the percentage of like whatever the numbers with their body. The result is that we always love this sport, but we get injured very often. My goal is I want my athlete, no matter who you are, I want you to train until you are 80s without an injury, and you can still be able to train to enjoy this sport rather than you kind of self-touched. I can handle this. I can handle the pain, and then you get injured within 3 or 5 years. So you never touch the bar again. So I want people to enjoy the lifting happily without injury. That's my goal.
But on behalf of a lot of people, I just want to say thank you for all you do for the community in general.
I didn't realize that. I just share whatever I can. Sometimes I scroll the reels. I just like all the top likes, top rated likes, the videos. Sometimes this is rubbish, this is not true, this is not right. And that sometimes I have to explain it in my own view. Sometimes not angry, just that's the reality. Really.
Better, they think that is correct. It's actually.
Which is like very rubbish ideas. So I have to create my own video. At least I'm speaking for myself. I'm making my own noise. Try to, probably inspire some people to have different thought on it. That's it.